Hello, everybody. I am Scott Zambelli, and next to me here is the awesome Jill Webler. We're part of Team Titans of Real Estate based out of Shelby Township, Michigan. Our home brokerage is Realty Executives Hometown, and we are doing our Shelter in Place edition once again. And we're going to be talking about real estate. We're also going to just be talking about what's going on in our daily lives and how we are handling the situation. So, how are you doing, Jill?
I am doing well. Just trying to, and I think probably many people are dealing with this, finding new ways to live a new normal. One of the issues I've been having, and this is probably, you guys are going to see this as we're doing this podcast, is lack of internet speed. I have a household of 6 right now in my home, and it is a lot of people hitting the internet at one time. So that might affect a little bit of our podcast here, but I am learning to still move forward in that little inconvenience.
Yeah, it's been our video might end up being choppy. We might have gaps in audio because supposedly there's a lack of internet bandwidth. I personally am saying it's a bunch of BS. And is Jill, they offered her to increase her bandwidth with more money. Well, if they have a lack of bandwidth, how do they have it available to offer?
Well, I agree with that. So, we called and asked them, first check our connection because obviously that can be a hindrance to your internet service, but our connection was fine. But they did say we are cutting everybody's back because we're getting hit so hard. But as you mentioned, they gave us the option. It was like $40 more to double our bandwidth strength. So we did do that. So I'm hoping that's going to help. But if everybody does that, did we really get any further ahead? So I don't know what the answer is.
Right. Hello, Jesse. Just want to say hi to you for chiming in.
Oh,
Yeah, we miss you too, Jesse.
Jesse.
Jesse's over at Keller
Oh,
Williams
thank
Lakeside,
you
our
for
former home.
yeah. Thank you for the sweet compliment. Let me just be real here with you, Jesse. The only reason why I am cleaned up is because of this podcast. If I did not have this, I would be just like everybody else. In fact, I have sweatpants on. I was going to wear a sweatshirt, and I'm like, you know what? I need to look somewhat professional. So from the waist up, I look a little bit professional. This is the only reason why I have makeup on and my hair is fixed.
That's right. So we'll get into other topics, but for now, let's get into real estate and talk some real estate. And while we're doing that, I'll pull up our website. Everyone can see here. We are Team Titans of Real Estate.com, and you can find us online. This is what our homepage looks like for real estate. And whether you're selling a home, buying a home, you can click on those tabs for the tools you need. You have information about our team. That's Jill and I. And you can search the MLS right through here. So it's a lot of cool stuff. Also through here, you got our famous, world famous mission statement here, which is Team Titans of Real Estate. Why? Because you matter. Team Titans specializes in the real estate markets of Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne counties. While we use the latest in tools, social media, and technology to maximize your results, we never forget that real estate is still a people business. Our number. You can contact us through here. And then we also have live feeds of our Facebook pages, our social media, some videos that we've done, and then our contact info down below. I really want to point to is up at the top here too. What one thing that's really cool is you can create your own thing here. So I'm going to say search the MLS. Now to do that, I'm going to have to actually switch the screen over. So I'm going to end sharing of this screen. Hold on here. Stop. And then I got to say share screen, share screen. I just got to select the right screen to share here. And it is called, where is it? Where did my screen go? Search the MLS. There it is. So if I go here, I can say right there and share. There we go. So that's going to come up now. There we go. All right. So here's what's cool. You can create your own search criteria, and you can save your search. So you can make your own custom searches, see what's currently available on the market. Right, Jill?
Correct. I have to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right.
There's someone at my door.
Who can it be knocking at my door? Away. All right. So what we will do is we'll remove Jill from the screen for now, and I'll just show you a little bit here. So there's all available for sale, and clients that we do regular searches for, and now realtors. The governor's position has been interpreted. Realtors are not an essential function, so we are not allowed to actually go out and do showings anymore. However, we can still conduct business from home. So we can still write up, seeing a home in the past that you viewed and you want to make an offer, we can still write it up. We can write that off. We can, let's see if we added Jill. Let's add her. There we go.
I'm back.
So we can still do we can't do showings, but we can still write up offers is what we can do. So we'll consult with you about how that works and what we can do. But like I was saying, we still do searches for our clients, and things are still hitting the market. I had a number of houses pop up for a few of my buyers, and I forward that over to them to show them. So in any of these, like you can click view details of this house, for instance. Let's see here. View details. Let's see if it pops up.
And what I like about our web page, I just want to point out, maybe you said this already, so I apologize if I'm repeating what you said, but a lot of people are using online sites to try to look up their real estate, and those are not always accurate or even up to date. We could be doing a listing and it may not show up on these other sites for another day or two, where if they're coming to our site, they're seeing the up-to-date information we're seeing from the MLS.
And we want to stress we're going to close. The title companies have not closed down. The banks have not closed down. Closings are still happening, so don't worry. However, we do want to give you a heads up of exit. One of the things happening is regarding the closing process. By law, mortgage companies have to do a verification of employment within 10 days of the closing occurring. Okay, so with so many companies being shut down, mortgage companies are having trouble getting that verification of employment. So even though everything else may be set, they can't officially launch the clear to close until they get that verification of employment. So that's been the cog in the wheel. So pending deal right now, and an extension is needed. Don't panic. It doesn't mean something's wrong. It's the system we're operating in right now to get things done. So everyone just stay calm and things will be good. Right, Jill?
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to give, Scott some kudos here. The last few days, he has really been doing a great job of keeping in touch with our customers, talking to the mortgage lenders, the title companies. There is a lot that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't realize. And we've got some great relationships built with, like I said, the banks and title companies. So we're doing everything we can on our end to make it still very smooth for our customers, our buyers and sellers. So kudos to Scott for working so hard the last few days.
One of the things we also is, all the news is coronavirus and COVID-19 and all that. But one of the things we've talked about is what's going on as far as popular. What a lot of people are watching their Netflix or various things there. I'm trying to share the screen. That's why I have Jill full screen without me here, because otherwise you just see me leaning off the screen here. Working off of two computers here. Let's see. Show screen. Here we go.
Yeah, a lot of people have free time on their hands, obviously now. And I've been seeing a lot of people posting on Facebook, like, what are your top 3 movies or, top shows to watch on Netflix? So I thought this would be a good thing for us to talk about because we're
Right.
all looking for ways to
Here
occupy your time.
up this week. And what we've got is this is through Yahoo News. And it's the top 9 shows on Netflix and other streaming services this week. So this is actually a week old. So it's dated March 21st. So we'll go through and see where. Let's see if we've watched any of these. I find it interesting. Why do top 9? Why not do top 10?
I know the OCD in me wants an even number.
Yeah, 9 is such a weird number. Why stop at 9?
Right.
Anyways, let's see what we got here on Netflix. Let's see here. Let's see. On My Block, it says, is surging. I never even heard of that one.
Yeah, I've not heard of it either.
Reveal what is this stuff these young kids are watching these days?
Those youngins.
We had a semi-celebrity death. The builder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he passed away. Let's see if I type in Bob the Builder, I'm sure it'll come up. But I am greatly familiar with Bob the Builder because my daughter, being about to turn 21 here, she's like at her halfway mark. William Friss, the voice actor for Bob the Builder, passed away, 62 years old. Let's see, I'll pull him up here. So this is him there.
Aw. See, now we watched, I have a son who's 19 now, so we watched a lot of Bob the Builder.
He had cancer. So,
so
unfortunately, he passed away from cancer. But yeah, he just, that was news that just came out 2 days ago, actually. My daughter, when she was young, Bob the Builder was on all the time in our household. So I'm very familiar with
Bob
him.
the Builder was on. Yeah, we watched a lot of Bob the Builder and Dora the Explorer.
Now, one thing you guys did not watch, if I remember right, is Barney.
Oh, no, correction. We watched a ton of Barney.
Oh.
Yeah, my daughter Emily, that was her favorite. So yeah, we had all the stuffed animals.
But didn't she come to hate him later on or something?
Yeah, so my daughter Emily has special needs, and on many levels she acts age appropriate, but on some levels she's still very childlike. And one of the things when she was younger was she did not comprehend that the characters on TV were just on TV. So when she had the stuffed animals, like Barney, for example, or the cowboy from Toy Story, she had decided one day she wanted nothing to do with them, and I found them in the garbage. I'm like, Emily, these are your favorite stuffed animals. Why are you throwing them away? She's like, no, I don't want them to. They come to life. I don't want that. They're going in the garbage. So I had to convince her it was only on TV they come to life.
Well, after seeing
to this
Toy
day,
Story, she became afraid of Barney coming to life.
Barney and Woody were like banned in her mind. They were no longer allowed in the house, let alone her room.
That's funny. That's hilarious. You can't trust those toys. You don't know what they're doing.
I know. Right. I don't blame her.
All right. So let's get back to our list here. Oh, we've got, according to this, actually, I'm going to put that full screen for right now. So we've got, let's see, number 9 is Castlevania. That there is it's like an anime style cartoon.
Yep, never heard of that one.
It's based upon a popular um, video game series that was out a long time ago on Nintendo 64, if I remember right. I used to play it. It was fun. As far as the show goes, I watched season 1 of it, and I wasn't crazy about it. It's just I'm not big on the anime style of
Right.
storytelling. So
I'm the
it's a
same way.
vampire
I have
hunter.
zero interest, really.
Here's the description. A vampire hunter fights to save a besieged city from an army of otherworldly beasts controlled by Dracula himself, inspired by the classic video game series. So, let's see.
But it's interesting that they're mentioning Dracula again. We just talked about this yesterday. I think there's a resurgence in the Dracula storyline. So
I think so too. Number 8, Narcos. Now this is another one I'm not big on, but what the connection I have to this show is that the actor you see there on the screen, he plays Cassian Andor in Star Wars, in Rogue One. Let's see here. So this was the number 8. It's the description. Witness the birth of the Mexican. I should read this in a movie voice. Witness the birth of a Mexican drug war in the 1980s as gritty of cartel's ascent, whatever that is.
now I think going forward, you should read these all in your voice of Sean Connery. You have the
My
best Sean Connery
voice?
impersonation. Yeah.
Okay, let me. All right, here we go. Next is Star Trek Picard. It's number 7. I'll bet it's number 1, only because S has made it given a free month of use on them. If you use promo code GIFT, you get 1 month free. My understanding is you don't have to sign up. I did sign up. I get 1 month free. I can cancel. If I cancel within the month, I don't pay anything. Otherwise, it's only like
Yeah.
$5.99 a month. So season 1 of Picard just ended, and it's a 10-episode season. I am in the middle of episode 6 right now, and I'm enjoying it. It's really good. But here's the description in my Sean Connery version. Star Trek Picard features Sir Patrick Stewart reprising his iconic role as Jean-Luc Picard, which he played for 7 seasons on Star Trek The Next Generation. The new series will follow this iconic character into the next chapter of his life.
Good job.
That's not a good job. I don't know why you think that sounds like him.
I think I've told you this before. I think you should do a Sean Connery channel where you're singing songs in Sean Connery's voice, given the weather forecast, the news stories. I really think you would have a following.
I could do Don't Stand So Close to Me.
Exactly.
In honor of the shelter in place.
Right.
Just don't ask me to tell you to sit down.
Okay.
Okay, number 6 coming in at number 6 is Titans. This is on the DC Universe channel.
What? They made a story about us?
May or may affirm nor deny. Those are popular characters there. So that was coming in at number 6 last week. All right, number 5. What do we got for number 5? The Witcher. This one stars Henry Cavill. He's most known as Superman in the DC movies. And you I don't think, have you watched any of these yet, Jill? I don't think you've seen any of these on the list.
No,
okay.
I really don't watch a lot of TV. So
other than Seinfeld.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment.
You watch Seinfeld constantly. Whenever I talk to you,
oh yeah,
I'm watching Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So this stars Henry Cavill. This is coming in at number 5 on Netflix, and I gotta say, I've only watched 3 or 4 episodes. I'm not liking it at all.
No?
I
Because it looks like it would be good, but you're not liking it?
paper I should love it. Now you got to get through the first 4 or 5 episodes, and then it gets really good, is what I'm being told. So I
Okay. So Rotten
just
Tomatoes
don't
looks
think you
like it
should have
gave
to.
it a score of 67%, so it's not really doing that
Yeah.
well, it looks like.
Well, the critic score you can't go by. Um, it's really the audience score is what's important. I mean, a great example is Star Wars: The Last Jedi did horrible with the audience, but the critic score was almost 100%. And then
Oh, you're
Star Wars:
kidding.
Rise of Skywalker had a horrible critic score, had a really high audience score. It's just these are all the snooty critics, you know.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I
So
need my
I should
movie
just
to
ignore
be
that?
a certain way for me to like it. That's how they talk, I think.
Huh.
All
Sipping
right.
your tea, your pinky's out.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have tea like this. Here we go. I'll have my coffee. I have the pinky up.
Cheers.
All right. Number 4. Here's that on my block. I have no idea what this is. Netflix. A rough inner city Los Angeles neighborhood, 4 smart, funny, and streetwise teens find their lifelong friendship tested. Uh, their lifelong as they begin high school. Yes. Our deep
They're very
relationship
seasoned.
for the past 4 years. All right. Number 3. You also didn't see this one, I don't think. All right. This is on Disney
No, I
Plus.
saw The Mandalorian.
Okay, cool. Disney Plus. Now this one was great. I love Mandalorian. This after Return of the Jedi. For those who don't know, Star Wars has a habit of jumping back and forth in its timeline. So you need an expert like me to decode where everything is in the timeline. So this is about 5 or 6 years after the Return of the Jedi. The Empire has fallen, and season 2 of the Mandalorian comes out later this year, and they are saying it will get into a little bit of how the Emperor returned in Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. We'll get some of that. They also had 2 major casting announcements. Rosario Dawson is going to play Ahsoka Tano. If you watch the cartoon, she's one of the most popular Star Wars characters outside of the movies. And then they also cast Michael Biehn in an undisclosed role, which is very exciting. If you don't know, he was in Aliens, the second of the Alien movies that Sigourney most
Oh, yeah.
well received, and he was also, um, oh my god, I'm blanking on his character's name. He was in the first Terminator movie. He saved Sarah Connor. Uh, he was the
Oh,
first
yeah.
one to say, "Come with me if you want to live." So
Well, I enjoyed The
mm,
Mandalorian, but I tell you what, I don't think Baby Yoda could get more popular. You see, well,
oh
on
yeah,
the Comic
Baby Yoda.
Con, yeah, everybody's drawing him. There's stuffed animals and figures, and he's super popular.
That's right. 2 on the list. Star Wars, the Disney Plus. I'm excited about this one. We are in the midst of the final season of this show. For those who don't know, it was a very popular series that when Disney bought Lucasfilm, they ended the series. And this one takes between episodes 2 and 3, so it's during the Clone Wars, and Disney came out with one final season to tie episode 3. I think we'll see Order 66 and where Anakin turns into Darth Vader. So actually, today is Friday. So the latest episode just came out, so I'll have to catch up on that one. I didn't see today's yet. And number one, Stranger Things. This one
I
also
have to say, I did watch this and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was phenomenal. Very, very good.
they did a great job. Amazing actors in
Yeah.
this, and this one, it's season 3 was the latest season. Season 4 is actually in production, and because of all this production, so probably be a delay in the release of season 4.
Okay. All right. So was that the full 9?
That was the full 9. So, what are
All
you
right.
watching
So,
during this time?
okay. So, like I mentioned, I'm not one that watches a lot of TV for whatever reason. I just don't just sit and watch TV. But my all-time favorite, like if I just wanted to put something on and not have to necessarily sit there and watch it, maybe have it in the background or whatever, it's always going to be 100% of the time Seinfeld. I own every episode. It's on almost daily in my house. I know almost all the lines. I think it's so relatable to, everyday life situation, even though it was filmed, what, 20, 30 years ago. Um, it's still very relatable. That's always on. I like Friends. That'll be kind of my backup, but I really don't watch like what's currently, whatever current shows are on TV. I know there's like The Voice and The Bachelor and just all that. I just don't get into any of that. And I feel like when I go to work or I'm talking to friends and they're talking about all these latest shows, I have no idea what they're talking about. So I feel like I'm in the dark a little bit. But I just don't like to just sit. I like to keep busy and no, I do enjoy going to the movies. If somebody wants to impress me, popcorn and a Slurpee goes a long way. Those are like that's my favorite thing to do. I could watch a really bad movie and if I've got popcorn and a Slurpee, I'm good.
So, in honor of your love of Seinfeld, let's go over this. Top 15 greatest Seinfeld scenes.
Oh yes. All
Let's
right.
see, let's see if you agree. Well, we got to go to the end here. We got to go start at number 15 and work our way up.
All
So here
right.
we
Oh,
go.
the
Are
soup
you ready?
Nazi. I knew that would be on there.
Yep. So we
That
got
one
the
is
Soup
one of
Nazi.
yeah, I'm not surprised. That was a fantastic episode. Have you seen this episode?
Yes, I have. And not only have I seen this episode, I have personally drank beers with the Soup Nazi himself.
Just when I thought you couldn't become more interesting.
Yes, he did not have the mustache at the cons,
Well,
and
yeah, remember Elaine said, did anyone tell you you look like Al Pacino? Did he look like Al Pacino?
and what fresh my memory. What was the reason she was banned from the soup?
Well, she came in and there was this silver shelf that separated the soup Nazi from the customers. And the soup was located behind like this glass and the shelf. So she comes in and to fill everybody in, he was very rigorous about how you could order the soup. He was a no nonsense guy. You were to step in place, no talking in the restaurant. And you place your order, you move along, you pay, and you get out. No conversation, no comments, nothing. So of course, Elaine, even though her friends offered to tell her the proper way to order, she said, I've got this. Don't you worry about me. I am walking out of this place with soup. And she walked in and she started banging the metal shelf really loud. And she started making comments about the soup. It's like, oh, I see you're serving lima bean soup. It's like, who wants that? So she insulted him right away. And then as she was placing the order, she said, hey, has anyone ever told you you look exactly like Al Pacino? And so she just kept saying things to make him mad. And so finally he yelled at her and said, no soup for you, 1 year. And she was thrown out.
And she was devastated. And she
Yes.
kept trying to sneak back in, right?
Um, well, at the very end, she came back in because she wanted to thank him. He did not realize this. He had an armoire. Kramer had mentioned to him that he had a friend who had wanted an armoire and she got one stolen. And Soup Nazi said, Kramer, because you are such a good friend, I have an extra armoire I'm going to give you. And he didn't realize it was going to be given to Elaine. So Elaine came back in and she wanted to thank him. She kind of got teary-eyed and choked up. And she's like, I had you all wrong. And he's like, if I would have known this was for you, I would have never given it away. So yeah, great storyline.
Yep, definitely. On the list,
Oh,
therapy when his small talk with the therapist leads to a misunderstanding. Jerry uses a dentist note to cover his therapy.
yeah. So they were trying to do a little bit of insurance fraud here. They wanted to get massage therapy and physical therapy, and they needed a note from a physician for insurance to pay for it. And so it ended up, they all kind of got notes for each other and didn't realize it. So, of course, that backfired. And the dentist who wrote the note was looking at getting backlash because he provided this. And so the whole storyline went around, this. And the picture that's up right now is George getting his massage therapy. And he's conflicted because it's being done by a man. And he feels only massages should be given by women. So the storyline kind of went around that.
Yeah. And then this is not the anti-dentite, right?
No, not this one. No.
Okay.
That's
Number
another
13,
great episode.
the Cheever letters. Jerry offends Elaine's assistant. Kramer makes a contact for Cuban cigars. A box of letters from John Cheever is all that remains after Susan's father's cabin burns down.
Yeah. And this
Oh, hold on.
letters.
Hold on, I messed up. Okay. I accidentally took you off the screen. I meant to make you full screen.
Yeah, I see how it's going here. But yeah, that was a great episode. The only thing that they found from the fire was some letters written from a man to another man expressing his love. And it was supposed to be secret.
Aha. Oh, that was that one. Okay, so let's go back to this now. Number 12. Look at, notice you know all of these. The contest.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Details. I could give you a lot more details.
right.
Yeah.
George's mother throws her back out when she falls down after catching George performing a personal act. Gang partakes in a contest of self-denial. So this is where what was it? Master of my own domain.
So the whole, yes.
I'm wondering how much detail you're going to give on this.
Did a bet to see who could. I'm not going to give much. This is a family-friendly podcast. I'm just going to say Kramer was up within like 5 minutes of the contest starting.
Hold on. I got this stupid voicemail thing going. Rings forever. There we go.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I don't have landline anymore, and I don't miss all those sales calls or answering machines.
I agree. It's 90% of the calls are junk or telemarketers, which brings us to another point. At Team Titans, we don't do that. We don't bug you guys with calls. We don't cold calls. We rely on our relationships with our people, referrals. So if you know anyone, send them our way because we don't bug you with sales calls. All right, number 11, fix up. Against their better judgment, Jerry and Elaine decide to play matchmaker for the jobless, dateless, and possibly hopeless George, setting him up with a single friend of Elaine.
So I have to say, I don't remember this one. I don't know who they got fixed up with.
Let's see.
I'm not sure.
One of the best written in just 5 minutes. I'm full of exception. First of all, what does he do? I'm not sure.
I don't know if people remember this. There was an episode, as far as I remember, it was only one time and George was a realtor. He was a real estate agent.
Oh yeah.
And apparently that didn't last for very long, but he was a real estate agent.
Oh, very good. Here we go. Number 10, The Deal. Jerry and Elaine believe that they have found a foolproof way to remain friends, start encountering problems.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Jerry and Elaine used to be a couple.
Yeah,
So
the
it
show
kind of
starts off where from the very beginning, they were exes. Correct? From
yes, correct. Yeah. Which I always thought
number,
they probably would have been a great
go ahead.
couple in real life. But I always thought they would be a great
I
couple,
find it
but the
interesting too.
writers saw differently.
They always kept it where they never got back together. So I thought that
Yeah.
was good. Oh, here we go. Number 9, The Bizarro Jerry. George uses Susan's
Oh,
death to pick up exact up. His new girlfriend has manly hands, and Kramer pretends to work for an upscale firm.
yeah, that was an excellent episode. Elaine found a group of 3 other guys that were the exact opposite of Kramer, Jerry, and George. And they were very kind, generous men, very smart, the exact opposite. And so it was a very good episode. I enjoyed that one.
Found the whole storyline of George's fiancee Susan dying. She died from licking envelopes, and
Right. And I personally, it's so funny. Every time I don't lick envelopes, I just choose to wet it. Either I wet my finger into it or I wet a paper. I just don't like the taste of glue. But I can't help but think of
is
that
it because
episode
of
every single
Seinfeld? Number 8, The Outing leads to a newspaper journalist to think that Jerry and George are gay. I don't remember this one.
Oh yeah, I remember it. They were at the diner, George and Jerry, and they were talking about whatever. And George said, "Hey, there's a table behind us with 2 ladies, and I can tell they're eavesdropping." So Jerry, in trying to be funny, said, "Let's make this interesting." So, and Jerry was waiting to meet a journalist. She was going to interview him for the NYU paper. And so they start pretending like they're gay. Well, she's hearing all of this. She gets up and makes a phone call and says, "Hey, I'm at the diner. We must have missed each other. Maybe we'll catch up another time." So when they do finally meet, she realizes, oh, this is the guy that I overheard talking about this whole secret life. And she
Oh,
brings it out at the paper. So he was
oh,
trying to
okay.
convince her that that was not true.
So that's The Outing. All right, here we
Yes.
go. Number 7, The Mango. Elaine makes a startling confession. That's not much of a reveal. This
Um,
is
the
looks like about the
mango.
4th season. You
The
you
only
close
thing
your
that
eyes and
comes
hope for the best.
okay, I think this is the one where Jerry, but it was a grapefruit, so I don't know. But oh, I think this one, George felt rejuvenated from eating this mango. And I think it slowly made him smarter. If I'm thinking of the right episode, it's either that one or the line where George says, "Pulp can move, baby," and a piece of grapefruit pulp went in his eye. And so the
Uh,
rest of the day, he was constantly blinking or like winking, and people thought whatever he said, he meant the opposite, and it was causing a lot of problems for him at his job. So
okay, number 6, The Subway. Everyone has an uncommon experience while going their separate ways on the subway. Kramer overheard a hot tip on a horse on his way to pay a traffic violation.
yes, so it comes out that Kramer has a gambling problem. He likes to bet on the horses. So it kind of the storyline went around that. But then also, they're showing a picture here. Jerry was on the subway and there was a man riding on the subway naked. And the only thing that he had covering him was a newspaper. So conversation kind of went around that.
All right, we're getting into the top 5.
Now I'm wondering, before I see the top 5, there was one about, I don't know if you remember this, Jerry wanted to get a new sob. and he was ordering it from Putty, who was a used car or a new car salesman. So I'm curious if that's going to be on here. That was a very good episode.
He was Elaine's boyfriend, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Great. This is the same as who made up this shoddy list? Let's see. Right here, number 11, the fix-up. The deal in the we already covered the description there, where they want to remain friends.
Right.
Somebody messed up there. Okay, number 4, the switch. Elaine loans Mr. Pitt's expensive tennis racket.
Yeah.
That there may be for Elaine soon. When the woman injures her arm, Elaine can't quite get. Oh God, that gets into the long version here. I'm gonna go back.
That episode was okay. I'm surprised that it was in the top 5. That wasn't one of my favorites, but it was all right.
All right, so we're gonna call into question the credibility of whoever wrote this.
Yeah.
See, number 3
Clearly
is the
they're
contest.
not truly Seinfeld fans.
Number 3 is the contest. That they already covered that one down below.
Yeah, we covered that.
Number 2, the boyfriend. Jerry meets Keith Hernandez and wants to make a good impression. But after being introduced to Elaine, Keith breaks his date with Jerry to make one with her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. They were trying to bring in some guests onto the show, and that was the attempt of a boyfriend. It was all right. It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. I gotta say, I do admit, I feel like somebody who has no idea what. I think this is somebody who just watched 15 episodes.
Yeah, this would not be my top 10, I can tell you that.
Like they're stuff. Let's see, number 1, the marine biologist. George starts dating a college friend who thinks Jerry thinks George is now a marine biologist. Elaine's electronic organizer injures a person after being launched from a limo by a Russian novelist, and Kramer decides to.
Yeah, that episode was okay. Again, not one of my favorites. Now, did you ever see the episode where it was Jean Paul? He was a Olympic marathon runner, and it was Elaine's job because he had missed one of the Olympic races because he overslept. His alarm did not go off, and so he was going to run the New York Marathon, and it became Elaine's job to make sure he did not oversleep and miss the race. And the whole episode was about that. Did you see that one?
That one I don't recall. I like you got the smelly car episode. You got
that
was the one where reading the whole episode. One where they thought Jerry was picking his nose.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that model caught him picking his nose.
That one was funny. And like the clown was following him around.
Oh yeah, that was Elaine's. She had dated him. I forget his name now, but yeah, he ended up being a psycho. He was stalking her, and Crazy Joe Gavola, I think was his name. So yeah, that was a good episode.
Jeopardy.
Did you see the one where one of Kramer's friends was trying to get Jerry to bootleg some movies? So he was at the theater, like crouched down low, trying to record the movies to sell on the street.
Yeah,
I know.
So
There's
many
so
great
many
episodes.
Good ones.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we've been talking about different shows. I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about what we've been doing since we talked yesterday. So I'll start if you want. I can tell you kind of some things that happened yesterday and some observations that I made. So I mentioned yesterday, I'm still trying to exercise and stay active. So I was able to get out yesterday and I walked 3.4 miles. So that was good. That's relaxing for me and it's helping me hopefully to continue my weight loss. But I just thought I would share just some things that I saw because I know a lot of people aren't even able to get out at all. Either they're physically not able to get outside or they're choosing just to stay completely indoors. So I just thought I would share some things that I saw. Um, One of the things I thought was really cool, as I was going down a path, I saw an older couple quite a ways away. And as I got closer, I could tell that the gentleman had a big bag of garbage, and the female was just kind of standing in the path watching him. So as I got closer, I could tell he was picking up garbage, like empty milk cartons and just papers and wrappers and whatever. And so as I got closer, I said, "Oh, wow, that's really nice of you to be picking up this garbage." And the lady said, "This is just such a mess here." And I said, "Well, I appreciate, your efforts in just cleaning up even this small area." So they were just going for a walk, brought a garbage bag, and just thought they would pick up, loose garbage along the way. So it was just another example of people being selfless and trying to help our community. And they had to be in their late 70s, early 80s. So this wasn't an easy task, but this was their way of contributing, to our community. And I thought that was so cool. Um, I noticed, and you and I have talked about this, Scott, I noticed a lot of police driving around. I saw 3 different police cars. So, not that anything necessarily was going on, but I think maybe they just want their presence to be known or they're just
Yeah,
patrolling the area. I'm not sure, but I thought that was interesting to see that many police. Now, you said you've seen the same thing, correct?
yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot more police presence or everywhere I've been. I had to run out to the bank, and there definitely was more police. I'm just pulling up a screen here. Give me a quick moment because I think this is
Okay.
a fun topic to
Um,
talk about. Um, Here we go. All right, let me get that up. Add. There we go. Yeah, so this is somebody I try to pronounce that name. Cientica Mandel. We
oh,
put
that's right.
together a
Yeah.
list of things you can do while sheltering in place. So we can review that too after we get done talking about what we're doing.
Okay. Um, Another thing that I did, and I don't know, maybe you can share with me what you do with this, but I hold on to receipts because I never know when I need to do a return. So I just always hold on to my receipts. Well, you can imagine, when you're buying for, as many people as I have to buy for, that's a lot of receipts. And so I decided yesterday I was going to go through them and just get rid of them all because at this point I'm not going to the store to do any returns anyways. And it just really forced me to kind of get a little bit more organized. So I just went through a lot of paperwork and old bills and things that have been paid. I just need to hold on to. But I used to be super organized. I used to have an envelope or a folder for every bill, every bank statement, whatever. And I would keep 12 months worth in each folder. And then when the new one came, I would stick the new one in and throw away the oldest 12-month mark one. And I was super organized. But over the years, I got out of that habit and I decided I need to start getting more organized again. So to start that habit, I have to first get rid of the clutter. So I worked on that a little bit yesterday. Now, what do you do, like, as far as staying organized with your paperwork and stuff like that? Do you keep any of it? Do you throw it away right away, or how do you handle it all?
I used to be crazy organized, and I had a file cabinet. And I kept there every month or receipt, and everything was kept. But now so much is done digital.
Right?
Months of bills, just it's recorded that the payment hit the account. I just throw those out now. I don't keep. I used to like every now and then I'd clean out my file cabinet, and I'd have like 4 years of records, and I don't need 4 years of phone
Yeah.
bills or you know.
No.
Um, and so much is electronic now, and so that's what I do now. I just as long as once I see the payments accurately went out of my account, I just get go and shred them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I've
free.
even gotten to the point too. When I go out to get my mail, I try to go through all the junk mail, and I have a garbage can kind of by my side door. And I just throw the junk mail right away into the garbage. I don't even bring it in the house because I feel like, why? Why am I bringing this in? I don't need it. So
Right.
just trying to really start living a more, I don't know, organized life.
Yeah. So as we said yesterday, you're in shelter in place, and if you're thinking about selling your home, this is a perfect time to get go through the house, you wanted to do some painting or touching things up or making repairs, things that'll make your house show better. Use this time now to get that all taken in place. Places like Lowe's are still open. If you need supplies, you can still get them. And give us a call. We got our number scrolling on the bottom of the screen there. Give us a call. We can do a video consultation just like this. You can walk through the house with your video, and we can give you tips so we can minimize the shelter in place. This time to get ready, and once the shelter in place is lifted, we can list your house and get it going live right away. And if you're on the buying side, this is also a time you can utilize to get ready. You can apply for those pre-approvals. Get your tax information and income statements and all the things you need for your pre-approval. Use this time to get all that stuff ready, get your pre-approval, and at the very least, we can begin doing showings online with you, showing you photos, and you can find the homes you're interested in. So that once the shelter in place is lifted, we can actually do showings with you again.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And I think a lot of us, we all have 24 hours in the day, every single one of us. And it's easy to get into that habit of the things that we really need to do in our mind, saying, I just don't have time to get to it. And that has been one thing that I realized I've been doing like the last few days. At the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I wanted to do this, this, and this, but I just didn't have time to get to it. And I started realizing, no, I did have the time to get to it. I chose to do these other things instead. And I realized I am guilty of that, putting off the things that I really should be doing and finding other little ways to fill in that time or space. So it's making me kind of be more aware of using my time wisely and not making excuses for the jobs, like the organizing. I know I should do it, and I always put it last, and I always would say, I just haven't had time. These other things came first, but I really don't have that excuse anymore.
Right.
So I'm just gonna go right in and do it. And I think, like you said, for all of us, we are at home. We need to take care of obviously our family and our health. But if we really step back and look at how much time we have on our hands, boy, we could do a lot with it. So
Yeah. So here are a couple items here by Cynthia Mandel that she suggests. It's our first time seeing this list, so we won't be as surprised as you. So it looks like she's out of California. She also has a shelter in place, and of course you can do your TV binging of Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or whatever else. But let's see here. So she's saying glow and sparkle. You could start
oh,
that
I'd like to
elaborate
see you do that,
skincare
Scott.
routine. What?
I'd like to see you do that. Give us an example of how to glow and sparkle.
I can take the time to use those face masks lying in the corner, relax, and watch yourself glow. Start a garden. Let's see, it's too cold to start a garden outside, but she says
Yeah,
have a balcony or small space in your backyard. She might be in a warmer spot of California, so.
right, right.
And meditate, create art. That's what I've been doing. As a lot of people know, I'm also a professional artist, so I've been doing that. Jill's also been working on her artistic skills.
I have.
Let's
It is very relaxing. I highly recommend it to people to try.
So if you're selling or moving this year, Jill has a home decorating business called Beautiful Home Makeovers.
I do. So I mentioned this yesterday. If you just want some ideas, a lot of us don't have maybe the money right now to go out and buy new decor, new furniture, and we need to make do with what we have, which there's nothing wrong with that. I can give you some creative ideas. If you send me a picture of your room, or a video is even better. And then I can do a consultation with you and just tell you some ways to redecorate, maybe move things around to make it look better. So one of the services that I offer with my business, Beautiful Home Makeovers.
Yeah, and people can find you online. Type in "Beautiful Home Makeovers" by Jill Webler, and you'll find it on Facebook, her page for that. Let's see. What I don't know what this means. Marie Kondo your
Okay.
closet.
All right. So now I've not seen this show, but of course I've heard a lot of people talk about it. She goes through and teaches you how to declutter your home. And basically her mantra is if you pick up an item and it does not give you joy, you should not be holding on to it. So let's say you go through your closet and you find a sweater and you think, okay, the sweater's in great shape. It still fits me, but do I really love wearing it? Does it bring joy? And if it doesn't, you get rid of it. Now, I've given much thought to that the last couple of days. And this is something I talked to Scott about. For example, my daughter said to me today, I want to get some new shoes. And so I explained to her, okay, well, we are not going to be doing any shopping until this virus clears up. But it got me thinking, depending on how long this goes, we may have a lag in the seasonal clothes and shoes. So, we're getting ready for spring and summer here. Now, if this goes on for a month or two, that means there's probably a backlog in all the shipments from the designers to the stores. And so we may possibly be in a situation where we don't have the seasonal items. And so it got me thinking, will it force us to either really start wearing the clothes we already have and not be so picky about being in the current trend? Now, a lot of the Salvation Armies are closed, so would this maybe bring back a revival of people wanting to go to thrift stores to get used clothes? But we are unable to donate clothes because the thrift stores are currently shut as well. So then my next thought was, well, would we go to trading clothes with our neighbors and friends and family? Maybe that's an option. But if you follow this Marie Kondo way of thinking, you've already given away all your so you may be in a
Of
position
course,
of,
with the order, we're probably not allowed to talk to our neighbors and give them the clothes.
well, they are saying, if I understand that the virus can stay on material.
Right.
So it just brought a lot of questions to my mind about that, how that's going to play out the next couple of months, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. The next one is actually this is a great idea. This next one, take an online course. Is there something you certification or like that you can take the courses online? What a great time to do that. I myself have thought about in the past getting certified as an appraiser, and it's hard to get the time to do that. This would be a great time to do that. If I was going to
Yes.
go, this
Now,
is where my
another
time
interest
actually
that
is
you've
going.
had,
Is go ahead.
I was going to say another interest I know that you've had in the past is sign language, learning sign language, and you have learned quite a bit. That would be another great course to take. Or maybe
Yeah,
if
you can
people
do
are
that
wanting to
online
learn a
as well.
foreign language. Yeah.
Yep. All of these things are great things. And for myself, for my artwork, I've had a number of books I've wanted to do, and I'm using this time to push those books forward to publish them. So that's what I've been working on. But yeah, taking an online course when lifted, maybe you'll be certified for a better paying job.
Yes. Yep.
Here,
So
here's a
I'm going
good
to really
one.
quick,
I've been
I want
seeing
to
a
give,
lot of leads here. Go ahead.
I was just going to give a shout out. Al Tong is watching us. So I just wanted to say, hey, Al, what's up?
Was Al on here?
Yeah. Yep.
Hello, Al. See, I can't see him on mine. If he wants to join in, if he wants to join in, let us know, and I can send him the invite link, and we can pop his face up on the screen.
Okay. I'll send him a message.
Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll do this. If I do this, copy, and then I think if I put it here the comments, and anyone can do it. Let's see here. Comment. I'm going to try this. Paste. And I'm going to say chat. Here we go. Okay, we can give that a try. So I just posted in the comment section. This is the invite link. So if you copy and paste browser, create a link to our show here, and we can put you on screen. You'll need to have a microphone and camera available. So, all right.
Yeah. So
Cool.
Al Tong,
Or
if you're
virtual,
still
seeing a lot of
watching, join
museums.
us. Come play with us.
Yeah, or anyone else. Yeah, I've been seeing museums make themselves available online. You can do a virtual tour of a museum that you've never been through before.
I know. That would be fun.
And then the last on her list is catch up with old friends via phone or video chat. So that's a
And that brings up a good point.
this I've seen. Go ahead.
I was just saying that brings up a good point. I know teenagers, the part of talking face to face, video chats or on the phone, they really don't do that much anymore. It's mostly texting. And so who knows, maybe with all that's going on, it'll bring back a resurgence of us having more, obviously can't be face to face because of the 6-foot rule of staying apart, but maybe more phone calls or video talking instead of texting. So hopefully our teenagers will become a little more social.
Yeah, it does surprise me. For our whole lives, everybody has been looking forward to the day where we could have video phone calls and all these things. And we're now at that stage and nobody does it. Everybody does text.
I know.
I mean, it's just so bizarre to me that that's the way everything has gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here I'm going to share your beautiful home makeover screen. Here we go. Hit share. Let's get people seeing this. This is Jill's beautiful home makeovers on Facebook. So this is where you can see that. So she posts some different articles. She's got Martha Stewart, some other things. But what I want to show you is one of her recent makeovers that she did. I'm going to right here. So this room makeover, she did it, and
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, this particular customer had a spare bedroom that needed to be updated. It was going to start getting used, and so you saw the before pictures, just simple green walls, just a plain white bed. And she gave me full reign as far as how I wanted to design it. So what we did was we brought in some color, which I want to give a shout out to Art Brune. He was the painter that she hired to paint the bedroom. He did a fantastic job. But what we did was we did one accent wall with a darker gray, and the rest of the walls were like a medium gray. And we used her existing rug that she had in place and the bed headboard and her white comforter, but everything else was brought in new. And you'll even notice the new light, the chandelier that I brought into the bedroom. A lot of standard bedrooms will have like the ceiling hugging type of lamp, and you can really bring a lot of drama to a room if you bring in a chandelier type light. So brought that in, and you can see some of the artwork that's hanging on the walls, the new nightstands, the large piece of furniture that's across from the bed. new lamps, and just some accent pieces. This particular customer is really into like meditation, and so I found a lot of little figures that matched her personality. And she wanted to have a little pop of teal brought, the color teal brought in. So brought that in some pillows, lampshades, and the curtains. So when it was done, it had a very warm, inviting feel. When her and her husband walked into the room for the reveal, they said they felt like they had just walked into, like, when you go into a new construction home or a new condo, it's staged with whatever the latest decorating trends are, and they felt like that's what their new room looked like. So they were very proud of how it looked, and it was cute. She even sent me pictures the next few days to show me that she had made the bed every single day exactly the way that I did. She wanted to keep it, looking pretty every single day. So she was happy with that. So that made me happy.
Yeah, you did a phenomenal job with this.
Thank you.
There you can also
It
see
was,
the accent wall, how one wall is darker.
yes. Yeah. And what's nice is if she wants
Let's
to,
see
because we
here. How do
we
I get
just did, what's nice is with this room, because all the colors are neutral, the grays, the tans, the white, and the cream. Um, the only pop of color was the teal. She can change that out uh, as trends come and go, or as seasons come and go. Let's say at Christmas time, you can change out those lampshades to red. You could put some, really pretty Christmas pillows on the bed instead of the teal pillow. And she can make it a very seasonal look if she wanted to. So that's one of the advantages of going with neutral colors. You can, highlight whatever the current trend is just by popping out a few pillows and lampshades or whatever. So,
yeah. So there we go. I'll stop that page from sharing. There. Anyways, yeah, we've hit past the hour mark, so I think this is a good time to call this an end and
okay.
move on with our days here. But we appreciate everybody for popping in. As always, we are here for all of your real estate needs. We can still answer questions. We can still do things virtually. We can do. There's so many different, even though we are going through this shelter in place. So on that note, give us a call. Our numbers are along the bottom, and especially follow us on Facebook at Team Titans RE or Facebook.com/Team Titans RE. That's where you can keep up to date with everything. And we really appreciate the time that you spent with us. So, anything else, Jill?
No, I'm hoping that our friends and family are enjoying this format that we've chosen to do just to keep in touch with everybody. This is just another way for us to also, get through this crazy time. If there's ever anything that you guys would like us to talk about, a certain topic or questions that you have, feel free to text, call, private message us, whatever way you feel comfortable in connecting with us. And we can add that to our podcast. To keep the podcast interesting for you. So
That's right. So, thank you once again, and everyone have a wonderful and blessed